Alright, hey everyone. So this is the first time for us. Leave a comment if you're, so I know who's in and where you guys are from. Anyone there? Okay, what's up, Mike? Alright, so yeah, everyone please leave a comment, say hi. Okay, I guess I'm gonna begin. So, thanks for dropping by, you guys, and welcome to our very first live stream, where we'll be talking about preparing and uploading a Cinema 4D scene with AXYZ Designs Anima 3.0.1 on our farm. So we found out earlier today that the guys from AXYZ heard about us doing this, and that was a happy surprise. So we're pretty excited, especially since yeah, this is basically us testing the waters for this whole live stream thing, and we're planning to make a couple of more, and yeah, hopefully with more collaboration with AXYZ, and maybe the next time around we'll be able to have more in-depth featurettes on Anima itself. Okay, so Anima is a crowd population program. I mean, I'm sure you guys know already, but if not, it's a crowd population program that works with C4D and 3ds Max and uses really nice scanned characters and mocap animation clips that can add that extra element of life to your AXYZ projects, or basically any scene that benefits from some fine photoreal crowd simulation. So AXYZ released 3.0.1 recently, and that added support for Cinema R19, so Cinema's latest release, which is where we'll be uploading from. And we just got word that 3.0.2 for Anima is in the works, and it'll be coming real soon, like in a matter of days, I've heard. And it'll come with improvements for their support for C4D R19, better loading, and better integration overall. So we're really excited about that, and yeah, maybe we could talk about that on our next stream. So today we'll be focusing on our renderBeamer plugin for this live stream. But again, with AXYZ support, we'll definitely do more in-depth featurettes on Anima itself in the future. So if you haven't rendered with us before, here's our homepage, and you can register here, but you can head over to our landing pages, and if you register from a landing page, you get $50 worth of credit. So that's twice the amount of the regular registration starting credit allotment. Yeah, so and here we talk about all of the different plugins and external renderers we support, as well as our Cinema 4D versions. Okay, so once you've registered, you get access to your web manager, and from here you can download your renderBeamer plugin for the software of your choice. So here's Cinema. I've already downloaded and installed mine, and when you install it, you get a free. Sorry, when you install it, you get a chance to learn a bit more about it. There's a link there that'll take you to our YouTube page where you can learn the basic ins and outs. But I'll be going over the basics now anyway, so sit tight and yeah, let's begin. So I've got a scene here, and this is one of the preset scenes that come with Cinema. It was done by Marin Raven, so I hope I got that name right, but it's a beautiful scene. I think it comes with Visualize, so yeah, this is it basically, and I've only really just added an Anima project from their presets, repositioned everything, and trimmed the actors down a bit to get them in a space that I like. So this is them, kind of like yeah, walking into the camera, like some corporate boy band or something like that. Yeah, so this is the scene I'll be using on the farm, and preparing it for upload is pretty simple. You set everything up like you would normally. So I've got my passes here. Here's my res, some of the effects that come with the scene that I'm keeping in there, and you'll notice that in my frame range I've added a step, and I do this because you can get a lot of really good like mileage with your starting credits by optimizing your scenes for tests first. Yeah. So my render settings are nothing fancy. You can tell that I'm keeping it at the bare minimum, because what I want now is to make sure that everything is working, everything shows up nicely on the farm. The plugin detects all of the assets in my scene, and so on. Okay, so I'll go to the plugins menu and hit beam it up. And this is, and now my upload starts. We've implemented some suggestions by AXYZ on improving our handling of Anima, and thanks to that we've eliminated some issues we were experiencing with it in the past. So generally the upload has two phases. The first that's happening is the app plugin collects all of my my data, my assets, my scene basically, and all its dependencies, and collating them in a temporary folder. And this goes for Anima as well. What's cool now is our plugin now archives Anima's project directory into an Anipack file, and in doing that, it bakes all animations automatically, which are great for render farms. All your purchased actors go in there too, all your clips, your backgrounds, and so on. The second phase is what we're seeing now. So this is Beamer's main interface, and this is where the actual transferring of files happen. So you can see the logs here, okay, and in the main interface you can hit this settings icon to check your connection. You can change your upload and download limits. You can specify a download directory, and enable auto download, so you get all your frames immediately after your jobs finish rendering. Okay, so we'll wait for this upload to finish, but I'd like to hear more from you guys. Has anyone been using Cinema R19 here? It's got a lot of really interesting new features, and I personally love the viewport enhancements. So yeah, loving the screen space reflections and ambient occlusion, the depth of field. It's definitely way more fun putting scenes together now. Okay. What's also interesting about the Beamer plugin is you can upload several iterations of your scenes to the farm, and if several of the same scenes are uploaded to our file server, their names are suffixed with increments that make it so that they're all distinguishable. And if any of your assets, your caches, your textures, and so on, any of them that are already on the file server aren't uploaded again. So your every successive upload from the same directory gets faster and faster. So this is my first upload. I've also rendered a little sequence of what will be rendering if at full range. So that's basically the animation. I left the passes out of it, but yeah, that's basically it. All right, we're almost there, and yeah, you'll have to excuse my internet speed. So obviously, depending on your internet connection, upload speeds will differ. Right, so hello Mike, hey Lucas, Ivona, Mateusz. Mike says, yeah, he uses C4D like hell. I'm sure you do, Mike. And why not, right? It's, yeah, it's insane. Anima, like, has anybody here use Anima, use other software? How many people here have actually used Anima? No one? Okay, it's a pretty quiet night, but yeah, I appreciate you guys making your way in here, especially on Valentine's Day. Okay, our upload is finished, and so you see that I get a prompt that will direct me to my web manager. And now you can see, when this loads, that we get this little pop-up. Okay, that describes our project settings. So we have our frame range here, we have our resolution, we have our priority. Okay, so this determines our place in the queue, and the overall cost of our render jobs. Here's our version, and here's the retry field. So this means that if, let's say, you have a frame that's experiencing problems, the render for that frame will execute twice until, and after two more executions, if it still hasn't rendered successfully, you get a failed frame. Okay, so we've got some takes here as well. I didn't really put any takes in our scene just yet, but we do support takes. We also support the stage tag and tile rendering for high resolution images. So you can check us out on YouTube and learn more about that. Okay, and I have a tick box for multipass. So I'm going to leave everything as it is, and I'm going to submit my scene. And now you can see my job is here on the jobs panel, and we get a little one other pop-up that explains every column in this row. Okay, so here's our version, here's the priority and the priority cost breakdown, and here's our render status. Okay, so this means the job is somewhere in the queue and waiting to acquire some nodes. So at high priority, we get like a maximum node count of 80, and here we see our progress. So obviously we're still waiting for the render to kick off. Okay. Okay, so I'm hearing that things are a bit laggy. How's everybody finding the stream so far? Okay. So you can see that our rendering has commenced, and we've got 5 nodes running now. It isn't a very complicated scene, right? So we should be getting these rendered in a bit. Okay, so some of the other things worth pointing out are we've got our time panels here, and as soon as a frame completes, we start to get an ETA for the whole render, but we also get an estimate for how long this would take on full range. Same goes with the cost. Cost estimates will be generated as soon as we get a couple of frames in, and then we also have a full range estimate for the whole cost. And obviously this isn't going to be, this is an approximation, yeah, so we won't it won't be the exact figure, but at least you'd have an idea of how much you'll be spending, and then you can decide to optimize your scene a little bit, and or make it better, you know, increase your quality settings based on the estimate that you're seeing. Oh, one thing I also want to point out is we have a drop-down menu when you right-click on your job. Okay, so you can change your priorities anytime in the render. You can edit your job, maybe change your range anytime in the render, your resolution, and so on. You can pause your job, and yeah, so that basically means that your any frames that haven't been rendered won't be rendered. You can abort the render. You can have a look at your job details, which are essentially the job logs. Okay, so for every frame, you'll get your logs. Okay, so we see that all of the frames are done. Normally this is good to look into when you've uh, had a failed frame and you want to try and troubleshoot a bit. But you can also contact our 24/7 live support. Okay, so you can hit this icon here, and one of our wranglers will be happy to assist you. Okay, so here's Andrew, our resident wrangler, on shift at this moment. Hi, Andrew. Okay. Yeah, so our frames are complete. Let's head back to the main Beamer interface. And now when we go to the download tab and hit refresh list, we should see our jobs. Okay, so if I hit download, all my frames will download to a directory on my downloads folder. And again, you can change wherever the download directory is. So once we get the frames, we can check them, and if everything is looking good, you can double click on your job and you can proceed with a full range render by just removing the step. Okay. Okay, so this might take a while to download. Let's see what you guys have been saying. It would be nice if AXYZ provides some animated animals. Yes, that would be awesome. Yeah, like I totally agree. Okay, so thanks for letting me know about the lags. Yeah, so again, this is us trying this out. We're definitely going to be doing more streams that cover other topics that are more related maybe to software we support. So stay tuned for that. Again, AXYZ Anima 3.0.2 is coming soon, so stay tuned for that as well. And if you want to know anything about, if you want to know about our developments, you can always hit this new stuff icon. And yeah, so here's basically everything that's been going on so far. And that's that for Web Manager. So let's go back to our Beamer interface. And now that I've got everything downloaded, I'll right click and hit Open Directory. And now I've got all my frames. Very nice. And all my passes. Okay. So that's the basic workflow we have for renderBeamer for Cinema and Anima. Again, you can learn more about us by contacting our wranglers, checking out our YouTube channel, and don't forget to have a look at Anima's page for news about any new releases. Okay, so thanks again, guys, for dropping by and bearing with me and my nerves. So yeah, like I think this is gonna wrap up our first live stream, unless anyone has any questions. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about next, you can let us know here, or you can yeah, let us know on Facebook, or let one of our farmers know. Okay, I guess that's that. So thanks for joining us, guys. Happy Valentine's and happy rendering from all of us at GarageFarm.net.